This is how to run the touching tips drill. No one knows why it's called the touching tips drill. To run this, you're going to have a line of people behind the orange player and behind the green player, and they will be standing at cones that are going to be spaced 15 yards apart. You can also optionally put cones 5 yards to the left and to the right of each of those lines. You will start by having a player, this time they're blue, starting with the disc at one of those side cones. To run this drill, the blue player will throw to the orange player and then will cut laterally, either directly in front of or directly behind the orange player. The orange player, after receiving the disc, will immediately lead them with a nice clean pass. As soon as they release that pass, they will explode out to get the disc right back with an upline cut. After receiving the disc, then the same kind of pattern continues. They will throw to the green player, cut either directly in front of or directly behind the green player, will receive the disc as they come across to the other side, and after putting the disc out, the green player will sprint out to receive that strike pass. And we'll see the play will continue, right? They will pass to the blue player, cut across directly in front or directly behind, will receive the pass, and that blue player will run straight out to get that disc back. And that cycle will continue. When running this drill, focus on throwing accurately such that the upline cutting player does not have to make any significant adjustments to catch the disc. The disc should be caught around the outside shoulder in line with the front of the far cone. The receiver should not have to stop and wait for the disc to come to them, nor should they have to chase an overthrow. When you receive the disc after doing the upline cut, establish a pivot foot and throw without traveling, but step through this throw in order to maintain a high tempo. If you're at the front of the line, focus on having a good, accurate, and sharp throw laterally. But second, you should be able to make this perfect throw while beginning your acceleration up line. It's easy to solely focus on the upline part of this drill, but the lateral give and go is important as well. The throw is very short, so you should be able to precisely hit your target in the chest every time. If you throw too high or too low, there will be a delay as the other player has to adjust their grip on the disc. An accurate throw can be caught in such a manner that it is easy to transition from a catching grip to a throwing one. A common variant to this drill would be to take the upline and change it into an inside-out throw. So we'll use the same setup, and we will do the same give and go lateral movement. But the difference is that after the orange player throws off to the blue player, it's not going to be as far, and they're going to be running out wider than the person received the disc. So the orange player is going to run and then run to the right and then cut back to the left, and that point where he cuts will be to the right of the blue player. The blue player will then do an inside out throw to get to the in order to get to the orange player. So if he's a righty, he would be throwing a flick that goes to the left before going to the right, and if he's a lefty, he'd be throwing a backhand that travels to the left before it travels to the right. And everything else will work the same, except the curve of the disc will be different, and therefore the shape of the cut will also be different, and you will receive this over your left shoulder instead of your right. The IO, or inside out, is a niche throw and won't be used often in a game. However, it is important to practice all throws, so that way when the situation arises, you can properly execute. The key skills to focus on with both versions of this drill is disc elevation control and disc edge control. Under a high tempo, high speed circumstance, you must maintain good control of the disc at all times.